Now what?
What did you want the focus to be?
Well, it's that I thought other people could make me happy, or other things could make me happy. And an example was I love flowers, and I lamented that I had only gotten them twice in my life, and that was when I had children, my 2 children. And I thought, well, that's an awful big thing to go after just to get flowers. And somebody said to me, so why don't you buy them for yourself? And truly that was, oh my gosh, yeah, why don't I? And at that time they called them hero bouquets, where you could get, a nice little bouquet for, a couple bucks, $2 or $3. So from then on, I have flowers on my table.
I love it.
Yeah. So it was, what was I going to do for me, instead of expecting other people to do it for me.
Yeah, I love it. A lot of women want that to feel selfish. They will define that as selfish. Buying yourself flowers doesn't feel good. And that feels like a choice also. To deny yourself with a story of selfishness.
Yeah. Well, and that goes back to the thing we've all heard is, who do you think you are?
So something learned.
Something learned.
Who do you think you are to buy yourself flowers?
That's right.
Good God, woman.
Makes you think you deserve those. That kind of thing. Yeah, but I did, I liked them. They were beautiful, and they, as I would walk through, they would brighten my day.
They do.
They do.
And others. But you first.
But me first.
Brighten my day first, and everyone else for themselves.
Yeah.
Well, did you apply that in relationships? Where's your focus in relationships? And when you decided to end a marriage,
which I have to clarify was not my decision.
Was not your decision.
No.
You went along with it? Well, what choice did you have?
Well, that's a good point. What choice did I have? But, initially when I asked the question, is there someone else? And then that moment of like silence, and the answer yes, honestly my first reaction was, oh my God, this is going to look really bad because I'm a counselor.
I'm a counselor.
And then quickly followed, what would you tell somebody else in that same situation, which was a question I often asked, other people. What would you tell someone who had just told you that story? And luckily I have a network of women who are counselors, and I know that women need to talk things through. So I called and got great advice. Well, probably the easiest was breathe. Just breathe. And so that was so big. Yeah, breathe.
It makes me want to.
Yeah, yeah, such a simple, because just that breathing kind of just centers you, brings you back to, and I had to ask myself the question is, who do I want to be?
Yeah.
Who do I want to be in this?
This is happening. Now who do I want to be?
Yeah. Like, why did you ask that question?
Why did you have to ask? It reminds me of when I cranked out a window to clean it, and the bottom of the window fell out on the ground, and my husband was mowing, and he said, why did you have to open that window? It was so telling. Like, now we have to replace the window.
Yes, now we have to, and my thought was, I got to replace a life, did I know how to do that?
Yeah.
No, but at that point in my life, and there again, I was blessed to be the age I was. I didn't have young children that, to get into visitation and all that kind of stuff. And I had a pretty good sense of myself. So if that happens, it was a great time to have it happen.
So how do you go through, like skip the details of how that happened? But I know that the other side of it was another choice of yours, that you would stay a part of this, not you, but the family would stay together, and for your grown children and grandchildren, they would know you, like, I don't know how I want to say that, that you continued to be loved through that, even though these things were going on, you made a choice. Like, who did you decide you would be in that? Maybe that's better.
Well, and that was a choice, because I had a statement of who I be in this world. And
what was it?
Loving, giving, and forgiving was my statement. And then as I walked through the days, I would say to myself, are you being? And if you aren't, what would it look like to be that? Yeah. And then
you created it?
Then be that. Just be that.
Can you think of an example of how your decision to be that, in the space of, my husband has a new wife and there's a family gathering, where that could bring fear, angst, or some turmoil? You chose to be loving and forgiving, and
well, because that feels so different than not being loving and forgiving. I had gone to and this was key in my whole process. I had gone to a divorced and separated Catholics weekend retreat at my daughter's suggestion. This was before the divorce actually happened. And the first, as we gathered there, people sat around, women. I don't think, maybe there was one man and the rest women. Apparently only women get divorced. I don't know. But as we were just sitting around talking, there was a woman there who had been divorced 10 years, still had on her wedding ring because the church does not recognize divorce. Her ex-husband's name was Joe, and she was so angry at Joe. And she, in her mind, she's still married, and on, and I thought, oh my God, I do not want to be that.
Yeah.
How do I not be that?
Yeah.
So I think that things come into our presence that teach us if we're open to looking at it. So she was, I think about her often.
Think she's still mad?
I think she's still mad.
She might be inflamed.
And I think about...
Wonder what her body's telling her.
I think about poor Joe. I don't know, but that was, that... Because I met a lot of women who were, not in that frame of mind. And I knew would heal and get better.
I'm going to grab some water and check to make sure that we're aligned.